I'm Dr. Tracey Samone, the Director of Curriculum here at 4.0 Schools. The curriculum team has been super busy cooking up some tasty learning experiences for our upcoming fellows. And we would like to just take a moment to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us for this curriculum tasting. We hope you enjoy this little sample. Bon appetit! In our brief time together tonight, the plan is to answer 5 basic questions about the curriculum. Who, why, what, how, and what if. One of the most powerful things about being a part of the 4.0 community is that you don't just start and stop with the fellowship. Once a member of the community, you are always welcome to come back and share your expertise and help grow other fellows. So here you'll see the 4.0 curriculum team made up of alumni. We have curriculum creators, curriculum critics, and curriculum specialists. So we like to say that our curriculum is alumni created, alumni tested, and alumni approved. So now you know the who. Let's get into the why behind the 4.0 curriculum. Brene Brown reminds us, living into our values means that we do more than profess our values. We practice them. We walk our talk, and we are clear about what we believe and hold important. We take care that our intentions, words, thoughts, and behaviors align with those beliefs. This quote is at the heart of the why behind the design of the 4.0 curriculum. When you become a fellow, you become a part of the 4.0 community. Here at 4.0, we define community as a group of people who share values and practices. As a member of this community, our values are the ideals we strive to live up to. They are what unify and drive us toward liberation. The 4.0 curriculum is designed to aid in developing a community of leaders that support and hold one another accountable to our collective values of equity, joy, self-determination, and growth. So what exactly is the 4.0 curriculum? The 4.0 curriculum is a tool for developing the skills our community needs to show up, ideate, and design in ways that honor our values of equity, joy, self-determination, and growth. I know you're wondering, now how would this curriculum do all of that? I'm so glad you asked that question. We'll do this by using an instructional model that synergizes 3 key things when developing curriculum: theory, process, and purpose. Those are 3 fully loaded terms, but don't tap out on me just yet. Give me a few minutes to break it all down. I promise I'll make it easy to digest. At the heart of the 4.0 curriculum is the ideology of social reconstruction. We believe a better society can be realized by creating a curriculum that engages leaders in the process of analyzing themselves in relation to their community, understanding the community's equity challenges, conceptualizing a better world through the lens of our values, and actualizing that vision. This is the work of all social reconstructionists. To engage in true social reconstruction, our curriculum strives to create 4 types of moments for you as leaders. Regressive moments of examining how the past shapes your understanding of your life and how your own lived experience shape your understanding of the past. Progressive moments of looking forward to see what has not yet occurred and examine possible and impossible futures. Analytical moments of seeking to examine how the future has shown up in the past, how the past might show up in the future, and how the present is in both. And synthetical moments of closely examining yourself to evaluate your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, as well as your interpersonal relationships and influences on others. To ensure that these types of moments are made accessible to all learners, the 4.0 curriculum strategically addresses the 4 distinct ways in which individuals perceive and process information. Every lesson addresses every type of learner. We have something for our imaginative learners that want to know why and seek to make meaning through personal and emotional connections to content. We have something for our analytical learners who are fact seekers that enjoy formulating ideas and answering the question of what. And our common sense learners that strongly desire action and must be provided opportunities to apply the information they are learning. and are dynamic learners that must feel and do. They want to understand the hidden possibilities in the knowledge they acquire, and they question if what they learn is indeed true. Every learning experience is made to meet the needs of every one of these learners. To ensure we meet the needs of each one of these learners, every learning experience follows a 4-step process. The first step is to engage, creating meaning and answering why, allowing the imaginative learners to connect and attend. The second step is to examine the concepts and determine the what behind the content that's being learned, allowing the analytical learners to imagine and inform. The third step is to explore, to look at how the content can be used, allowing the common sense learners to extend and practice. And finally, the last step is to extend, allowing the dynamic learners to adapt the information into what ifs and new possibilities, refining and performing. And at the core of this process is our purpose, our values, our practices, the things we hold dear: equity, joy, self-determination, and growth. This is our instructional model. This is our curriculum. This is how we will help you show up, ideate, and design a better world that honors equity, joy, self-determination, and growth. Now, what if I told you you have a chance to sample a little curriculum right now? Let's jump right into a taste of the fuel of oppression. Visual artist Mathola says, "Art speaks what words are unable to explain." So I have a question for you. What are these artists saying to you? Hi, I'm Dr. Tracey Samone, the Director of Curriculum here at 4.0 Schools. Welcome to our journey toward understanding equity. I hope those photos really got your gears turning, because today we'll explore all the ways oppression manifests itself in the world around us. In this brief time together, we will define the big ideas that fuel oppression, examine how these ideas show up in our lives and our communities, and imagine a new world void of these ideas. Stay tuned as we name, define, and challenge each of these ideas. In their 2017 article, Equity by Design named 10, yep, you heard me, 10 big ideas that are the fuel feeding oppression in our society. This article suggests that ideas are what feed our culture and encourage it to grow. The author posits that the ideas we scale the best are the very ideas that damage our relationships with each other by normalizing emotional, physical, and spiritual distance. The results of the mistreatment of people at scale is known as oppression. The writers outline 2 reasons why we often fail to even notice these ideas taking place. 1, because acknowledging them generates feelings of hurt, vulnerability, and humiliation. And 2, because they are often disregarded by those who hold power, privilege, and position. Today, our goal is to disempower these ideas by intentionally and explicitly naming what they are. Idea 1, lighter-skinned people deserve more love, power, affection, wealth, grace, and dignity than darker-skinned people. Idea 2, males are smarter, more trustworthy, better leaders, more responsible, stronger, and more honest than females. Idea 3, richer people are smarter, more trustworthy, more responsible, and deserve aspiration and grace more than poor people. Idea 4, Christians are more trustworthy, righteous, and more justified in their violence than non-Christians. Idea 5, heterosexuals are more natural and deserving of love, dignity, humanity, and companionship than lesbians, gays, and bisexuals. Cisgendered people are more natural, deserving of love, companionship, dignity, and humanity than transgendered people. Idea 7, English speakers with dominant cultural accents are more intelligent than non-English speakers or those with different accents. Idea 8, people who are differently abled physically and mentally are less intelligent than able-bodied people. Idea 9, young adults are seen as smarter, more creative, more energetic, and more employable than older adults, teens, and children. And idea 10, adults with college degrees are smarter than adults without college degrees. These 10 big ideas may hide behind the scenes in the lives of the privileged, but they are lived out loud in the experiences of those who are on the receiving end of them, and they don't function alone. In order for fuel to catch fire, there must be an accelerant. Equity by design refers to this match as the stability clause. It is the single belief that these ideas cannot change and will continue to govern the relationships of future generations. Now, does that sound as crazy to you as it does to me? I can't fathom living in a world where these 10 big ideas will be allowed to continue to exist for generations to come. I know you feel me, or else you wouldn't be here. So what can we do about it? We can imagine and manifest new ideas. In her book, Emergent Strategies, Adrienne Marie Brown reminds us that we are in an imagination battle. She notes, Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown, Renisha McBride, and so many others are dead because, in some white imagination, they were dangerous. And that imagination is so respected that those who kill based on an imagined, radicalized fear of black people are rarely held accountable. She continues, imagination has people thinking they can go from being poor to millionaires as a part of the shared American dream. Imagination turns brown bombers into terrorists and white bombers into mental ill victims. Imagination gives us borders, gives us superiority, gives us race as an indicator of ability. I often feel I am trapped inside someone else's capability. I often feel I am trapped inside someone else's imagination, and I must engage my own imagination in order to break free. How will you engage your own imagination as we work to build a world that doesn't honor the 10 big ideas and one stability clause? There's imagining to be done. So immediately following this video, you will find a reflection guide that helps you to begin the work as an individual and as a community. Be sure to engage in some discussion and spend a little time exploring the reflection guide. To close, I want to leave you with the words of one of the greatest artists of all time. Check out what he has to say about imagination.
Check this out. Check this out. I want to read something for you. Some people find it odd that when we win anything in this game, we give praise back unto God. Well, in somebody else's game, any triumph makes us feel blessed. When it's your game, you make the rules, everything comes easy. All your friends are in key positions, so when you decide you don't want to play anymore, you never leave empty-handed. Can somebody say golden parachute? Well, it's not your game. You didn't make the rules, so everything comes hard. And as long as you're signed to a contract, you're going to take a minority share of the winnings. A select few of us will do well, the majority will not. So as a people, we'll be considered a minority. But stop. Let's take a moment and look at yourselves. There's nothing minor about you. You are a blessed people. You're the most talented on earth, and you are still grateful. That is why upon winning in their game, you always thank God. Tonight I would like to ask one favor of you. Imagine what we'll all be like in our own game. Peace and love for one another.
Can you imagine what we will all be like in our own game?